Thank you for purchasing a bag defender. When you receive your bag defender, please watch this video in its entirety before using the harness for the first time. We apologize for the less than professional quality. However, we felt it necessary to give you updated instructions. Our production company is in the process of completing this instructional set. Let's begin. Verify that your 1-inch nylon down straps are removed from the Tri-Glide safety devices. There's 4 down straps, 4 safety devices. Now let's identify the front and rear of your harness. The front of the harness has an American flag on the left lapel. The rear has these duckbill releases attached to the down members. Before we go any further, we're going to discuss the 10 points of adjustment on the bag defender. The bag defender has 10 points of adjustments to accommodate most any body type. This is Joe, he's one of our training aids that we use. The first adjustment is the front sternum strap adjustment. This particular piece can be narrowed and or lengthened depending on the size of the torso of the person wearing the harness. The next adjustment is the up and down adjustment seen here on the front down strap. It can be pulled to lift the weight of the duty belt up, and it can be released to let it down. The other adjustments I'd like to talk about are the Velcro adjustments that go across the shoulders. These adjustments are here so that this front sternum adjustment can be moved up or down according to what you like and how you like to wear your harness. To adjust those particular adjustments, we're going to use this Velcro piece right here. Take it apart, you can pull it up and or let it down depending upon what you like. Most of our officers, not most, but almost all of our officers that wear this harness prefer their rear sternum adjuster, which you can also tighten up and or let out depending upon what you like. They prefer them to be up about right here. Let me show you on this. If the harness system is sitting a little higher on the sternum and the back one's adjusted properly, the harness does not like to fall, tends to not want to fall off your shoulders. Now, we never had that happen. However, if you can keep it tighter, it will not happen. And also, on the rear here, we have the same adjustments as found in the front of the harness. You can move this up to lift the weight of the duty belt off, or you can let it down. Now, these side release buckles, like I've seen right here, are also the same. You use these particular adjustments right here when you get your down straps to a position that you're going to be wearing them. You can tighten these up or loosen them up. It helps keep the down members in a truer position. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get your harness adjusted. At this time, you should have on your duty pants with your inner belt and your body armor. A harness was designed to be worn over, under, or without body armor. Take your bag defender, open the front Velcro closure, and put the harness on just like a coat. Reinsert the Velcro closure through the triangle and lightly reattach, as this adjustment will more than likely change throughout the fitting process. Now it's time to adjust your front and rear sternums. We have found that keeping the front triangles in this general location works the best. The rear triangles are generally worn in between the shoulder blades. This particular adjustment works best with a partner. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. As you can see, my rear sternum adjustment needs to come up higher. Now with a partner, you would generally have your partner undo this particular piece right here and move it forward for you. If you do not have a partner, you'll need a mirror. And you adjust this by simply pulling it through the triangle to the desired height. You might have to do this adjustment once or twice. Just make sure that it's even on both sides. Do the same over here. Like I said, it works best with a partner, but if you don't have one, it's no big deal. Now, I don't have a mirror to look at, so I don't know if they're even or not in my rear. But it feels okay. It feels a little bit higher, and it feels good. It doesn't feel as though my harness wants to slide off my shoulders. That's how you're going to adjust your front and rear sternums to bring them to your desired height. The next thing we're going to do is adjust these. With your sternum adjusted, it's time for the down straps. Leave your pants fastened and open your inner belt. Insert the down members into your pants, placing the stainless steel hook over your waistband and the leather keeper behind your duty belt, or excuse me, your inner belt. Due to the variety of accessories on any given duty belt, you may have to make minor adjustments, both to the belt and your accessories. We strongly suggest wearing the front down members at an angle over your hip flexors and not straight up and down over your pelvic crease. Don't put it right there. This will assure comfort and not restrict your range of motion. Wearing a looser pair of pants is definitely preferred. The bag defender with these down members will add an additional 1 inch to your waistline. If you have used your pants as a secondary support system from your duty belt and they are too tight, the down members will not be comfortable. After placing the front members at an angle over your hip flexors, snap the keepers to your inner belt. Place the rear members and repeat the process. Snap them to your inner belt. Take your inner belt, tighten it back up. This is where you do not want to over tighten your inner belt. They should be loose, about like this, just like you're wearing a pair of jeans. Okay. Now let's do the preliminary fitment process. Once again, it's extremely important that these front down members are off to the side and canted back, so you do not lose any range of motion and they're not uncomfortable. Since you've already taken your secondary safety glides off of here, all you do is you pull this down, front and rear, just like so, and you're going to start to feel it pulling on your inner belt. You see in the back here how easy it is to do, just adjust it down. And what you're going to feel is the pressure going from your sternum all the way across your shoulders to the rear of your back. The way it's going to be dispersed across all of this right here, and especially if you wear a bulletproof vest. So just do that. That's your preliminary fitment. With your initial inner belt fitment done, let's put your duty belt on. We recommend taking everything, all your accessories, out of your duty belt. Anything that has weight on it, take it out of your duty belt and get that belt as light as possible. We're going to put everything back into your duty belt after we have it put on you. Take your duty belt. Mine, of course, doesn't have any accessories on it to speak of, simply because I want you to be able to see the duty belt itself without a lot of clutter around it. When you get dressed, whether you're right or left-handed, place your gun where it goes, that manner, and use your belt keepers to put it on. Put one on there, and work around your body, doing every belt keeper in use. Now your duty belt's on. Now what you're going to do is not try to figure anything out. What you're going to do is pull it up, feel that weight come just barely off of your hips. At this point in time in the fitment process, you can feel it off of your hips, you'll feel it on your upper torso. You'll feel it right here on your shoulders a little bit, and on your shoulder blades. Now you take your weapons, your tasers, your radios, and put them in your duty belt. Make sure that you don't raise it up too high. This harness was not designed to lift your duty belt up 3 inches. It was simply designed to take the pressure off of your hip flexors and to be worn loose, so that you don't have any problems with cinching your belt up, lost circulation in your legs, or anything like that. One of the most important things that need to happen is presentation of weapon. Do not hike your harness up so high that you cannot present your weapon in a proper manner. Make sure you practice with your weapon after you put the back defender on, and make sure it's not too high. Presentation of weapon, once again, is the most important portion of this. Now that your back defender has been adjusted and you can wear your duty belt now at a comfortable level, we're going to show you the last 2 adjustments. These side strap adjustments were put here intentionally so that if you ever get into an assailant and an assailant tries to manipulate your belt by moving it from side to side and causing you to lose maintenance of your weapon, these straps are here simply so you can pull them and tighten them up. It's going to give you that compression feel. Not so tight that it hurts by any means, but it'll give it a compression feeling. So that way, if something does happen and you are in a fight, your weapon's not going to be moved around too much. Also, it doesn't matter if your front comes undone. It's not coming out, it's not going to fall down. All right, we've got everything ready to go. You're almost ready to get to the most important reason the back defender is so unique in the industry. However, there's one last thing that we cannot stress enough. Do you remember at the beginning of the program or the show when we spoke about the secondary safety features? Well, now it's time for you to put those back in, and I'm going to show you why it's so important. If somebody's dragging down on your belt like this and something happens, that's going to loosen. Now, the belt's not going to fall off. You're still attached. Why would you want that to happen? All you have to do is go back through on all four of your keepers, down members, and reattach your particular secondary safety. You're going to have to remove your harness and do this. It's no big deal. However, check out now. It's not going anywhere. Definitely do not go into the field without doing your safety keepers. Besides the obvious, removing the weight of the gun belt off of your hips and low back, one of the other main reasons you purchased a back defender was because it requires absolutely no clothing modification whatsoever. You do not have to cut holes in 4 of your $60 shirts and ruin them. So we're going to get dressed with the back defender. Now remember, when you're getting dressed, your duty belt's going to be light. You're going to have all your equipment and accessories out of it. When you're dressed with the back defender, of course you won't have your duty belt on. You will, however, have your inner belt on. To do this properly, snap at least one snap on all 4 of your keepers on your inner belt. The reason you do this is so you don't have to fight with your pants while you're trying to tuck your shirt in. Just snap one of them. At this point in time, you're going to take your inner belt loose, undo your pants. Now you're going to put your duty shirt on. Of course, everybody has zippers. When tucking in the t-shirt, start on one side, or your duty shirt, start on one side and work your way around. And pick it up. You're going to want your shirt up above the actual belt keepers here. It makes things a lot easier when you're working on this. Take your right hand or your left hand, whichever side you want to start with, and take the keeper and pull it apart. As you can see, that V is going to open up. You're going to tuck your shirt down into that V, just like so. You're going to do this on all 4 members, all the way around. Tuck the shirt in. Once you get your shirt tucked in, pull it down in the back. Make sure you're nice and clean. In the front, you're going to do the same thing. Pull it down, get it nice and clean. Put your pants back together. Put your inner belt on. And bear in mind, you're still going to wear these loose, so you're comfortable. Grab your duty belt that doesn't have any of its accessories in it, and put it on. Now you're ready to go to work. Well, pretty close to being ready to go to work anyway. That's how you get dressed with the back defender. Okay, we're going to go in a little bit more in depth with some of the components on the back defender. The thing we speak about the most is that secondary safety. This is the secondary safety tri-glide. Once you have it adjusted up, you're not going to lose anything from here. This will be moved up and down. You can manipulate it to any position that you care to do. Our patented down member technology is extremely flexible. They're rigid, but they're also extremely flexible, and they do not have memory. Here in about 2 minutes, that will go back to the way it was. They're also rigid in this manner. They're not going to bend out of the way. This is the metal clip that goes over the top of your pants, and of course these are the belt keepers. Now, these belt keepers can obviously be ordered in any particular configuration to fit your uniform code. And of course we'd like to show you the Velcro adjustment that comes all the way up to here and all the way to the back of my back. We can adjust this to fit anybody's body type. And of course you've already seen the front sternum adjuster.